So Trump is supposed to be in North Carolina speaking. He says that he's supposed to be talking about the economy. Republicans are really trying to reel him in and make him stay on message. He was taking questions and he said he might talk about crime. Anyways, when I was watching the news, Andrea Mitchell was wondering if the Republican nominee for governor, Mark Robinson, was going to speak, because we know Mark Robinson is the hypocritical, inflammatory figure right now. Him and his wife, when she was just his girlfriend back in college, she actually had a smbortion. She terminated a pregnancy, and right now he is hardcore pro-life forced birther. Also, he said that he would want to go back to a time before women had voting rights. He's that type of person. It's kind of odd considering during that time when women didn't have rights, him as a black man, he wouldn't have had rights either. Anyways, but I say all that to say he is going to be speaking today. George Conway is wondering what could possibly go wrong. I say absolutely nothing. Let this person connect with Trump. Nothing could go wrong. So Garrett Haake says the Trump campaign confirms that controversial North Carolina Lieutenant Governor and current GOP gubernatorial candidate Mark Robinson will speak in the pre-program for the former president's economic messaging event in Asheville today. Then Kelly says North Carolina Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson, who says he wants to take away women's health care, take away a woman's right to vote, take away the right of transgender people to be equal in society, and is losing by 10 points to AG for North Carolina governor, is going to speak before Trump. Trump is going to lose North Carolina so badly. That's the reason why I'm perfectly fine with them connecting, especially since Smbortion is such a hot topic right now, despite the fact that Trump is saying it's not such a, it's dying down. It's not such a big topic right now. We sent it back to the states. Roe v. Wade fell back in 2022. Women are overwhelmingly saying that they still want access to Smbortion. And every single ballot initiative that was pushed through the states has been a major loser for Republicans, because women are saying that they do still want their reproductive rights, even in ruby red states. They keep losing, and the GOP is not listening. And I'm happy for them not listening, because this is mobilizing women to vote. So because it's such a controversial topic and because the Republicans want it to die down, I'm going to keep on hammering it. This is from the USA Today, where Smbortion is on the ballot. Missouri, Arizona join states voting on access in November. Missouri and Arizona join 6 states that are voting on termination rights in the upcoming presidential election. On Tuesday, Missouri state officials greenlit a ballot initiative allowing residents to determine the fate of the state's total Smbortion ban. On Monday, Arizona officials said they received enough petition signatures to put a Smbortion ballot measure before the voters this November. I'm going to say it again. Republicans have lost 7 out of 7 of these initiatives because women keep saying that they do still want access. I am so glad that they don't listen, because they deserve to go the way of the dodo, considering the way they keep coming for women's reproductive rights. Ballot measures in question allow voters to decide if the right to Smbortion should be enshrined in the state's constitutions. More than 2 years after Roe v. Wade was overturned, 14 states have passed total bans, while others have moved to protect reproductive rights at the state level. Missouri is one of several states that passed a total ban on Smbortion. Arizona passed a law in 2022 that bans it after 15 weeks. In states that allow voter-driven ballot measures, Smbortion rights groups have used the tool to push back against restrictions. Don Pinich, a spokesperson for the organizers of Arizona's Smbortion ballot measure, recently told USA Today a very broad majority supports this issue, and that's whether we're in rural communities or cities, whether we are in largely red conservative districts or more progressive areas of the state. Here's what you need to know about the status of these Smbortion-related ballot measures. Tracking the status of these ballot measures, voter-initiated ballot measures have already been approved for the November ballot in Colorado, Florida, Nevada, and South Dakota. In Maryland and New York, legislators have put forward ballot measures that add Smbortion-related protections to the state constitutions. The signatures submitted in Montana and Nebraska still need to be certified by the states before measures appear on the November ballot. Organizers of a ballot measure to restore broader access to Smbortion in Arkansas submitted more than 100,000 signatures. A week later, the Republican Secretary of State rejected those signatures on a technicality. The ballot measure organizers are challenging that decision in court, USA Today previously reported. Legislators in Wisconsin, Louisiana, and Maine worked toward adding Smbortion-related measures to the ballot in November, but failed to get approval. So this graph is where Smbortion is on the ballot in 2024. The light purple is on the ballot. The darker purple is proposed for the ballot. So these Republicans, these forced birthers, thought that they were going to strip people of their rights, but they forgot that this is still technically, we still have rights. So we will see how what these voters do at the ballot box in November. We will say this, let's just remember, within the last 2 years, residents in 7 states have voted to further protect reproductive rights or uphold access to a Smbortion on ballot measures. They are California, Kansas, Kentucky, Michigan, Montana, Ohio, and Vermont. Most of those are ruby red and forced birthers live there, but the voters said we still want women to have access. Where does Smbortion access stand in Missouri? The Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade triggered a 2019 Smbortion ban in Missouri to take effect. All terminations are prohibited except for cases of medical emergencies. Those who perform or induce termination may face felony charges and can be sent to prison for 5 to 15 years. Reproductive rights supporters in Missouri are attempting to scale back the state's near total ban through ballot initiative that would enshrine the right to the procedure in the state's constitution. Where does Arizona stand? Arizona's current current law prohibits terminations after 15 weeks of pregnancy. They can only be performed after 15 weeks in cases of medical emergencies. Minors who want one must get parental consent as well as an ultrasound before the procedure. The ballot measure would prohibit the state from banning or limiting access to termination before viability, typically around 24 weeks of pregnancy. So this is where we are. This is where things stand. Republicans are not going to be able to hide from this. They can try to reject these things on technicalities or whatever, but the voters are speaking. Trump wants to say, he's so proud of getting Roe v. Wade overturned, but he said they got to go back to the states. The states need to decide. Well, the residents of the states are speaking, and the residents thus far have said that they still want access. All right, join the conversation. Let me know what you think about this one. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. Now we have a tweet thread about Trump and his shoulder pads. This person, Derek Guy, says, lots of people asking me to comment on this photo, so I will explain why Trump wears these shoulder pads. And it comes from this tweet from Ron. Look at the shoulder pads on the jacket tonight. Guy thinks he's playing middle linebacker. And then we can look at the shoulder pads and the excess material that he has here. Yes, let's just take this all in. Okay, so then Derek made this tweet. He says, I was surprised because Trump's tailoring is done in a way to conceal his weight. His shoulders are relatively narrow compared to his waist, which gives his body a somewhat rectangular shape. Now, all right, here's a picture of Trump, and this is the aardvark. I think that's an aardvark. I'm not exactly sure. But the fact that this person, Derek Guy, put these two pictures together is hysterical to me. Another picture of this animal. No, this is not Trump. This is the aardvark. Derek says, as usual, my comments are not meant to body shame, but rather do the opposite, discuss how anyone can dress for their body type if they know a few tricks. However, I will say that I was surprised by how Trump fat shamed Tester the other day. And let's keep in mind that Trump does not have the body of an athlete at all. He has the body of a person that eats McDonald's every day and drinks Diet Coke every day. He has the body of a person that is not athletic at all and doesn't care about their health. And that is who is talking about this person named John Tester. All right.
My name is John Tester. And I don't speak badly about somebody's physical disability, but he's got the biggest stomach I have ever seen, I swear.
Now, this is what Trump is saying. He says, his name is John Tester, and I don't speak badly about somebody's physical disability. You're a lie. If it's a day that ends in Y, Trump is lying. This man just lies. He says, but he's got the biggest stomach I've ever seen. I said, I swear that's the biggest stomach I have never seen a stomach so big. And the thing is, Trump, once again, is not a slender in shape person. So I don't know why he's even talking about somebody's body. This is one of the reasons why I talk badly about people who don't have access to mirrors. Trump needs a mirror. He needs a full length mirror because there is no way he's sitting up here talking about somebody's body. Here's the video. Derek says, as I've mentioned many times, the platonic male silhouette in classic Western aesthetic is the shoulder line that's broader than the waist, which creates a V-shaped figure. Since Trump doesn't naturally have this silhouette, his suits have an extended shoulder. However, you can only extend the shoulder so much before it starts to collapse. Think of what would happen if you extend the shoulder line on a t-shirt or a dress shirt. It would just flop on you. This is why an extended shoulder needs a bit of structure, as you see here. A heavily padded shoulder also builds up the shoulder, making the silhouette look more powerful, authoritative, and formal. Compare the vibes of the padded huntsman coat, picture 1, to the softer Salido pick, picture 2. Salido is more casual, natural, and relaxed. The downside of a heavily padded extended shoulder is that the artifice is revealed when you sit like this. Not much you can do about this. Padded coats look great when you're standing still, but they can look artificial when you move or sit or when your shoulders are pitched forward. To me, Trump would benefit from a softer shoulder, partly because his natural shoulders are narrow but square. The more padding you add to this, the squarer the shoulder line. In my opinion, heavy padding is best for people with very sloped shoulders. I don't really want to dig deeper into this. I just wanted to bring it back to this furry animal that he used to compare Trump's body because I think that we all need to see this. Let me know what you think of this. And I'm not talking about this aardvark, which is not Trump. I'm talking about Trump and his shoulder pads or whatever else you want to talk about.